As a law school graduate and a theologian with a firm grasp of our body politic given almost 2 decades in Congress, my show is the fresh new home of an authentic, uncompromised quest for transformation and salvation, both personal and collectively, as I vigorously interrogate the theological and symbolic meanings embedded in our society. I promise to leverage my knowledge of history, theology, and both international and domestic issues to imagine an inclusive vision for the future, which I hope will inspire all of us to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as a given, not just an aspiration. So join me weekdays at 12 noon right after Tavis Smiley for 2 hours of the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
A lot of times men date us and they're actually disappointed. When you're wondering like, oh, well, why did he pursue me? Why did he want to be with me? And then now all of a sudden he pull it back and he want me to chase him. He got to fucking know you and he's disappointed. Let me tell you this. It's my shit, so I can say, I done disappointed a couple niggas. I know that there are men.
My goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Voice of Reason, live on KBLA Talk 1580. And we have a heavy topic tonight. This topic was, I think they were having this again in my cigar lounge. If you've never been to that cigar lounge, you might want to come through there, hang out. I didn't necessarily. No, what I'm saying is these people, these folk, they have these amazing conversations, and they're from all walks of life. And they were having a really powerful and original conversation, or original to me, because I never thought that they would have this type of conversation in the cigar lounge. And basically, the whole premise of the argument was, and it was kind of like men against women, the whole premise of the argument was men are never right. Women are always right, and men are never right. And men don't listen to the wisdom of women, and men have lost some type of spiritual center, and women are, it was very interesting. Basic women are basically better leaders, particularly in relationship, than men. And of course, I'm sitting in the background. I don't want to get involved. I just want to listen. And it's a spicy conversation. It's a fiery conversation. And so I walked away with that in my memory, and I asked a question. Does he ever have a point? Do men ever have a point? An intriguing look into how some women can horribly fail some men in intimate relationships. We know men fail women all day in America. Why is it that we get so fired up when the opposite side of the story is presented? An intriguing look into how some women can horribly fail men. And I'm asking a question because, you know, when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. Isn't that what they say in the Bible? Right? I'm interested to know, how do women fail men? Would there be women out there willing to call in and share some of the ways in which women fail men? Why is it that we have a tough time having tough conversations? Does he ever have a point? Right? And I have to preface this, of course, with some banal, Robert Anton Wilson's famous phrase, some banal, some but not all. That's what it means, right? We're not saying all women. And then when we do this, the invert of this topic on Monday, when it's for the men, they'll have their time too. Andy?
I cleaned up the clip if you want to play it again.
How about it? Let's see if we could do this right. Now, allow this young lady to frame this up for us, and then I'll come back and break it down even further. Andy?
A lot of times men date us and they're actually disappointed. When you're wondering like, oh, well, why did he pursue me? Why did he want to be with me? And then now all of a sudden he pull it back and he want me to chase him. He got to know you and he's disappointed. Let me tell you this. It's my so I can say, I done disappointed a couple. I know that there are men out here that was just like admire me from afar and it was like, surprise, I'm a like, surprise, look, I'll put you in a week. Like, I know that I disappointed you. Like, I think that men, they see you from afar and they're like, wow, she's out here doing her thing. She's a boss, whatever. And then they get you and they see you off that Casamigos. You drunk as a fish. Your diet don't consist of nothing. You listen to trap music every time you wake up. You have no morning routine. You have no core values. And they date you and they're like, damn, like, I thought it was something else.
Andy, have you ever been disappointed in a woman? I know a woman has been disappointed in you. They've been disappointed in me. How do you express that disappointment? I'm interested to know. Brothers, sisters, kinfolk, truth seekers, circle up. When I say map, you say not the territory. Map, not the territory. Map, not the territory. Good. Now, take a breath. Take it in. Breathe in. Let language kneel before experience. I speak from a study that spans couches and cathedrals, labs and long nights, attachment charts on the walls, sutras in the margins, heartbeats under stethoscope fingers. Call this a cipher, a pulpit, a clinic, A courtroom for ghosts. Call it a mirror that refuses flattery. Some banal women hear the indexed, but not the indictment. I want you to step to the mic, 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines right now. With disappointment coiled like a question mark. Pastor Dr. Griot. He withdrew. He shut down. And I ask, did he fold from apathy or from overload manufactured by 1,000 micro cuts from your generationally toxic tongue? Y'all don't want to talk about that, do you? Men are always the problem, but how are women the problem for some men? Some women for some men. Did his silence, oh my God, did he silence his presence as flight or as a sacred refusal to fund another round of projection from the perpetual victimhood theater? Oh my goodness. Some banal women preach care, then carve you up with cold surgical critique. Blood red pen tattoos his soul while check marks appears on his masculinity. When concerned correction slips towards indifferent contempt, that contempt slides towards abuse. No bruises, only a nervous system that drops into freeze. Polyvagal lights start to dim, dorsal drapes pulled. Intermittent reinforcement glues the trauma bond even tighter than handcuffs. When I say test, you say trap. Test, trap. Test, trap. When let me see how much you love me evolves into covert cruelty, love forfeits its passport at her checkpoint, withholding touch to shape his compliance. That tactic files under control, not intimacy. Some banal women wave empowerment, yet run the same old script, scarcity masquerading. Better yet, parading as strategy. He craves sex like union, not just friction. He reaches for skin like prayer beads, not proof of conquest. That's some men, you know. Chronic rejection tears holes in a man's existential fabric. Shame winds through those holes like cold wind through winter boards. Clinically, we log it as compounded attachment protest. Spiritually, we hear it as psalm with the vowels ripped out. Some banal women shout patriarchy, then demand real men provide. That double standard snaps spines. Liberation of the tongue, dependency in fine print. I want to know what y'all think about this. How do women disappoint men? We've heard the narrative. Men disappoint women all the time. How are men let down? Do women look at the new iteration of themselves in 2025 and say, we are better off in the way that we treat men? I would like to know. Right? I would like to know. When his payroll dips, watch how fast respect for some evaporates. Ooh. Note the smell, fear, not wisdom, status, anxiety, not revelation. Map, not the territory. Index your judgment. This woman, or some of these women, 2025, grief loaded. This man, history heavy. No archetype, only nervous systems, family trees, and unchecked myths. Some banal women hold on to superiority like a relic. Critique delivers a dopamine tick. Power hums like a hidden generator. I ask, who benefits when he doubts himself? Who profits when he apologizes for existing? Yee. Behaviorism whispers from the back pew. Contingencies shape creatures. Reward contempt long enough, and contempt multiplies. Punish tenderness often enough, and tenderness vanishes like a rare bird. I'm interested to know, how do women disappoint men? Yes, I know many women may call in here tonight and say, well, he did this and y'all like this. There's enough of that out there. I want to know what you think about how you treat folk. Self-observation. You might call in when we do the men's version and be like, let's. This is not about who's right and who's wrong in this scenario. This is about self-observation. Where did I come from? Where did I get it from? Do I do these things? Have I been considered a disappointment to a man? If so, why? Are you brave enough to have this conversation? Some men stagger into the office with a story that sounds like smoke. Every confession turned into a weapon. Every weakness is converted into leverage. Every tear mocked. Every boundary repackaged as betrayal. Do y'all want that? When we come forward. Oh, goodness, I'm going to get to the phone lines. When we come forward, how have women disappointed you, brothers?
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready to be a part of the conversation that will help shape our nation's future? Get ready to join us for the Left Coast Forum, Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech, where progressive voices will come together to tackle the issues that matter most to working families across Los Angeles and beyond. From economic justice to climate action, from healthcare to housing, we're bringing together the brightest minds and most passionate advocates for real solutions and real change. With workshops, 2 major keynote addresses, and a closing reception with great music and good food. It's the Left Coast Forum, where your voice matters and your ideas take action. Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the LA Progressive. The future won't wait, and neither should you. Mark your calendar now to be there and be heard. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I hear him talk, the coldest story ever told. Somewhere far along this road, he lost his soul to a woman so heartless. How could you be so heartless? Oh, how could you be so heartless? How could you be so cold as the winter wind when it breeze, yo? Just remember that you talking to me, though. You need to watch the way you talking to me, yo. I mean, after all the things that we've been through. I mean, after all the things we got into. Hey, yo, I know what some things that you ain't told me. Hey, yo, I did some things, but that's the old me. And now you wanna get me back and you gon' show me. So you walk around like you don't know me. You got a new friend, well, I got homies. But in the end, it's still so lonely. In the night, I hear him talk.
Might piss some people off, but it has to be said. Not every tear means someone's a victim, and not every man is automatically the abuser. Let's talk about vulnerable narcissism in women, the face of narcissism nobody wants to address. We've been trained to see narcissism as arrogance, grandiosity, and entitlement, usually in men. But vulnerable narcissism wears a completely different mask. It hides behind pain, it hides behind sensitivity, it hides behind the very real experiences of trauma, but weaponizes those experiences as a tool to control. Here's how it plays out. A woman gets dysregulated and demands that her entire family reorganize around her emotions. She'll control partners with phrases such as, "You need to change if you want me to feel safe." She manipulates co-parenting dynamics. This is where I see it a lot, mandated co-parenting dynamics, by turning the children against their father because she feels threatened, abandoned, and wounded. Here's the part that stings. Yes, her pain is real, but that does not make her behavior healthy. Emotional dysregulation does not justify emotional control. Your trauma is not your partner's debt to pay. In fact, research shows that this is not just anecdotal. Dr. Pinnikus and Kane, they describe vulnerable narcissists as hypersensitive and control-seeking through victim narratives. In parental alienation research, we see clear patterns of emotional manipulation used as punishment in co-parenting dynamics. But what's really interesting in all of this, nobody wants to consider this abuse when it's wrapped up in female fragility. The Me Too movement exposed real abuse, but it also gave some women a shield to hide behind and to avoid accountability. If you cry enough, society will believe that you are the victim. But if a man did these same controlling behaviors, monitoring where you go, who you talk to, demanding constant reassurance, we'd call it emotional abuse. Control is control, no matter who is doing it. And sometimes covert female narcissism hides in plain sight because we confuse tears with truth. This is not about blaming women. Don't get your knickers in a twist, loves. This is about owning that dysfunction wears many faces. True healing requires that we are willing to call out unhealthy patterns. It's very easy for us to all do it externally.
Aren't you tired of the villain archetype being the bad guy? Not the woman. Woman has nothing to do with it, right? She's not responsible for any of it, right? I have to call this out. Men, ladies, call in. Have you ever disappointed someone genuinely? You knew you weren't authentic. Because men are always told to keep it real. Men are always told to show up in your best light and present yourself, right? Ladies, I'd like to know, have you ever experienced that yourself? Where you walked away from a situation saying, I didn't do my best. I wasn't true. I wasn't my true self. I was manipulated or manipulative. I was a user. Do you have a journal with some of these writings? He was right about me. I will never tell him, but I told my diary. I think that's important. The sister, who is a clinician, was explaining that. Right? She was explaining, like, there's a covert style that men don't necessarily use, or I wouldn't say, there are some slick brothers out there that use covert too. I mean, it's not, one side uses this style and one side uses gender. I'm talking about gender here. But there are some men out there with some real stories, right? I'm wondering if there will be some women to call in to corroborate those stories. Why is it so difficult to have a balanced discussion? Whenever we have these types of topics, somebody get in their feelings, like the young lady said, the clinician on the clip. They get in their feelings, it's like, oh, you're attacking women. No. I think if we can have this bi-directional accountability, relationships will get better. Ladies, have you monkey branched? How often have you monkey branched? My goodness. And did either of the guys that you were monkey branching with, did they know about it? We got callers on the line. I want to get them in here. First is Attila from Houston, Texas. My niece is on the line. Here we go.
Hey, yo.
What up?
So tell me what monkey branching is.
So monkey branching, I'll explain it and then I'll get you on the other side. But monkey branching is when a woman is holding on to one relationship while cultivating another one and not letting it go until the new relationship is set and in place. Then they let go of the one they were holding on to. So it's like, don't leave that job until you get the confirmation that you got the other job. So it's kind of like that with relationships. So hold tight. When we come forward, we're going back to Houston, Texas to get my niece's thoughts on this.
I decided we weren't gonna speak, so why we up 3 a.m. on the phone? Why do she be so mad at me for? Homie, I don't know, she's hot and cold. I won't stop, won't mess my groove up, cause I already know how this
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. The family of Black Inglewood, California Dean Dr. Kamisha Clark is suing Spartan College after she was fatally shot at work May 2nd.
And the sad part about her death was that it was completely preventable.
Her assistant was wounded and a security guard and 6-time felon was arrested. The suit claims the school was negligent in hiring him. A federal judge has dropped the most serious charges against former Louisville, Kentucky detectives Joshua Janes and Kyle Meany in the Breonna Taylor case. Janes still faces charges of falsifying the warrant and civil rights violations that could mean up to 25 years in prison. And New York Governor Kathy Hochul vowed to fight back after Texas Republicans approved a new map adding 5 GOP seats, calling it, quote, a last gasp of a desperate party, end quote. Democrats in California are also weighing similar moves backed by former President Obama. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Those destructive termites, swarming and munching 24/7, not to mention pesky mosquitoes and spiders and fleas. Put Dewey Pest and Termite Control into action. Family run for 96 years. Get your free inspection at DeweyPest.com. That's DeweyPest.com.
Hi, I'm Jesse Jackson Jr., inviting you to join me weekdays at 12 noon, right after Tavis Smiley, here on KBLA Talk 1580. As a law school graduate and a theologian, with a firm grasp of our body politic given almost 2 decades in Congress, my show is the fresh new home of an authentic, uncompromised quest for transformation and salvation, both personal and collectively, as I vigorously interrogate the theological and symbolic meanings embedded in our society. I promise to leverage my knowledge of history, theology, and both international and domestic issues to imagine an inclusive vision for the future, which I hope will inspire all of us to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as a given, not just an aspiration. So join me weekdays at 12 noon right after Tavis Smiley for 2 hours of the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, it's Zoe Williams, the VOR, and I know you're tired of pretty gems with pretty lies, where people seem to scroll more than they sweat. Well, it's time to level up. Welcome to Huff and Puff, where excuses die and champions rise. Smack dab at 1221 North La Brea on the corner of Fairview. This ain't a photo shoot, it's a battleground. Certified achievers in the game. Trainers who grind with you, not post pictures beside you. Whether you're chasing your next personal record or just trying to outrun your past, this is your sanctuary of sweat. No mirrors, no filters, no fluff, just pain, passion, and purpose. Stop talking, start training, huff hard, puff loud, be legendary. Where folks go to war with their weaknesses. Huff and Puff.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-687-7979. That's 800-687-7979. 800-687-7979.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Dudes, understand something. All you need to know is you behind. You sitting back trying to figure out where you made a wrong turn along the lines is like a schizophrenic trying to diagnose a manic depressant. No, dude, you can go back through all your past hurts, breakups, and everything else, and all you are doing is going through wreckage. You need someone that can shine a light into your situation. What I'm saying is basically you cannot do it on yourself. So when I hear dudes say, I'm analyzing myself, no, you are not competent enough to run your own life. And that's not a bad thing. Again, credit. If your credit is 450, you're not competent enough to fix your own credit. You need a credit repair counselor to fix it. Then you maintain it. Your biggest concern is not getting ripped off for $300, $400, $500, throwing it away on a dating coach or a life coach or somebody. That's not your biggest concern. Sitting back trying to say, well, which one should I go to? Who's qualified to talk to? Dude, all you need to know is you up. $500 thrown away and you get zero return because they didn't fix your life in 6 weeks is not your issue. Say that again. You can't sit back talk about, I don't know. There's a lot of money. You've lived a life of 30 plus years old. You done f***ed it up enough on your own. And you done damn sure tricked off thousands of dollars on these broads. That money would have been better invested in self-improvement. So you can miss me with the, you got to analyze and I don't have and I don't.
Oh, gosh. How do we unpack that? The legendary... maybe people can even infamous Kevin Samuels. I think the problem, I don't want to, we have a men's topic already lined up, right? So we're going to do this topic for men. But him saying that just, it makes me want to, I mean, no disrespect to the dead, but I think that kind of advice is dangerous, right? Because what it does is it promotes manipulation. Like, you got to get on your game. You got to get on your cologne game, your suit game, your travel game, right? All of these are performances. right? And then when he says about going inside, I agree with him there, right? Yes, go to therapy and get that internal stuff sorted out. So it's not a whole performance that you're going to put together. You got the right car, you got the right look, you dress like a sandwich, your hat match your shoes. You got it's not all a performance. Because hurt men will perform to gain the attention of women. That's just what it is. But what I'm saying here on tonight's topic is, how have some women let down some good men, disappointed some good men? In what ways do women do this? We got to stop thinking women don't do anything, when in fact they do, right? What do you guys do? And what will you own up to? And why is it so difficult for you to own up to what you do that is nefarious in intimate relationships? Why wouldn't you call you? This is an opportunity to come down to the altar. This is the altar call. Andy said they not coming down to the altar. This is an altar call. They're not going to come down. They're not going to acknowledge that they do. Really? We have no. Well, my niece is on the phone. She's from Houston, Texas. Let's see. Atala, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Yeah, I was about to say, so I guess I'm not a woman. I'm just sitting here just, boobs and ovaries. I'm just kidding. But you asked me something earlier about monkey branching, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's too much for me.
That's a real thing.
I know it is. I mean, and it's funny that they give it a different name, because I'm like, isn't that just the game? This is a game, but it's the woman's version. What's the difference? It's people playing people. These are very insecure people playing people. But in my case, I can't speak for all women. I'm going to just speak for myself. The first and the last man that I've disappointed is my dad. And I think, yes, and I think it's been a really big lesson for me, because you know me, I don't like asking for help from nobody. And I won't get into a whole lot of specifics, but I'll just say that my dad stuck his neck out for me, and I blew it. Blew the whole situation up. Mm-hmm. But I think in a moment of clarity in speaking to him, I realized that, had I just been honest about what my fears were, the things that I was ashamed of, the things that I felt guilt around, it probably would have lessened the impact a lot more. But also, I think when you're not honest, you rob yourself of an opportunity to be vulnerable with a man. And so it's like you and I talked about earlier. You have to give people an opportunity to reject you, or give them an opportunity at least to, that sounds really pessimistic, but give people an opportunity to have a choice in how they want to handle you and handle the situation. And so to me, if you can't course correct, the only thing that needs to be done is that the person should move away from you. And that's expected, because again, there's a disconnect there. There's a conjunction. You guys have met and you are not meeting this person at the particular standard, expectation, or just desire that they have of you. And the thing is, both sides are valid. Both sides are fair to me. They have a right to ask of you something that is reasonable, and you have a right to say no. But I think that when you're not honest, you rob yourself of that opportunity. So that's been my most recent trial. I think in terms of men, the biggest lie I've ever told is I'm fine, because baby, I was not fine. I was very upset.
Wait.
Either upset or just,
I gotta ask you this.
I'm not done. I hate when you be interrupted, B.
Okay, go ahead,
because
finish.
I'm gonna forget what I said.
No, go ahead, finish. Go ahead, and then I'll come back with this question.
Because even you have asked me before, like, how you doing? And I'll be like, I'm fine. Again, I'm not fine. Even if it's something that has nothing to do with you. Because I think as women, a lot of times, if you're like me and you're a little bit more avoidant leading in certain instances, things that are what you consider to be personal to you, intimate to you, and you have not opened up the chapter to that person, you're going to block them out, right? Whether it's conscious or unconscious. And so again, I'm robbing you of that opportunity to be in fellowship with me, right? And it really makes your relationships a lot shorter than they probably should be. You know, like avoidant women, we tend to leave at the first sight. Like, I think we have a radar, honestly, a lot of times for abandonment. We have a radar for the potentiality of being left. And so that's kind of where that role playing comes into play. And so obviously you don't see it that way. You see it as you're just, you know, functioning, but really you're just functioning through your conditioning, through your brokenness. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead and ask me.
Now I don't even remember the question, but I got one for you. Will you answer it?
Okay. What do you mean, will I answer it? Of course.
Yeah. When some women claim disappointment in their partner, do they expose their limits or her attachments to illusions that no one could sustain?
What do you mean limits?
Right. Does she expose the man's limits or her attachment to illusions that no man could sustain? When some women claim disappointment in their partner, do they expose his limits or her attachment to illusions no guy could actually even meet or sustain? Does that happen?
It would
often?
depend. It depends. I mean, I can't really put a number on that, and I can't say, how would I say this? I think if you are grossly self-unaware, there is a strong, I would say, high chance, right? Most people, there's a high chance that you may have some real concerns or some real issues, right, underneath some unrealistic expectations. So really, that is a case-by-case basis situation. They would have to explain, right, what their expectation is. Has it been communicated properly? Again, have you given the person an opportunity to say yay or nay to you? Because if you're manipulating them, you haven't.
So let me
but
ask
you would have to be honest about that to do that, right?
Right. So let me ask you another question.
Sure.
In moments of male withdrawal, does his silence signal indifference or resistance to playing inside of some women's projected script?
Depends. Like, I mean, that's like, it could be either or. He could be doing that because he's trying to game you. He's trying to gain control. The other side of that could be more so a protest behavior. I don't like this. I don't like what you did. I feel disrespected, so I'm going to stop talking. It really depends. I think either one of those, though, is kind of steeped in manipulation. Like, that's the stone. And I say this because I am one of those people. Like, I struggle with stonewalling. I struggle with shutting down.
Stay right
I
there.
have to
Stay right there. Stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Stay right there. My niece is in here knocking them out the park. I'm throwing lobs, man. She's at the baseball home run derby. She's knocking them out the park. Hey, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me. 1-800-920-1580 when we come forward. More from Attila from Houston, Texas.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
Founded in Los Angeles in 1986, litigation powerhouse Quinn Emanuel has deep roots in the Los Angeles community. Since 2007, we have litigated some of the largest fires on the West Coast. We are proud to be the only AmLaw 100 firm in the country to represent wildfire victims, giving affected individuals, families, and businesses the same focus and individualized attention we devote to our Fortune 500 clients. BTI Consulting has repeatedly recognized Quinn Emanuel as among the 4 law firms in-house counsel least liked to oppose in any litigation, and we are often deemed the most feared. And after securing over $80 billion for our clients in various matters firm-wide, we understand why. If you have been affected by the recent wildfires in Altadena and the Palisades and would like to discuss your situation further, please contact wildfire support at QuinnEmanuel.com or call us at 213-443-3050. Quinn Emanuel is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
Attorney advertising. Prior results do not guarantee future outcomes.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Listen to this. 5 signs to show you if your mate has lost interest in you. Number 1, their reaching out has definitely diminished. Every time you talk to this person, you always calling first. That's how you know for a fact things have definitely changed. When a person don't call or contact you or trying to communicate with you, it shows a lack of interest. You ain't too busy, just not interested. Number 2, they constantly lying. They lie when it don't even matter. They'll say stuff like, oh, I was busy at work so I couldn't call you, or it's always some kind of lie. People always lie to people they don't respect. Number 3, they make plans and the plans don't involve you. If you gotta force yourself to fit into the person's schedule, that means ultimately they're not opening their schedule for you, because people make time for what they want. Number 4, their priorities changed. meaning you're not their priority. When a person's priority changes, so does the person. So ultimately, their priorities change with not involving you. So it says more than anything. If a person not making you their priority, that means they don't value you.
Man, I was Empowered Dynasty. I've never heard of him before. Andy, was he just, where was he? Sitting in a park, in an office? Where was he? He was lounging on the bed. Oh. Hey, man. I could agree with some of what he said. You know? This is deep. My niece is on the phone, and I'm just lobbing questions to her, and I'm just getting her initial responses. Attila from Houston, Texas, are you still there?
Child, you know I am.
Okay. I got another question for you. Are you ready?
Almost. I don't agree with the first part that he said where he was like, people who lie to you, whatever he said, don't respect you or something like that. That's not true. Sometimes people lie because they respect you. That sounds crazy.
Or lie to protect themselves. Yes, all of that.
Well, it's always a selfish
But see,
motive,
you
right?
get to say that as a woman. You get to say, I lied to, because I respect you. But if a man says that.
I mean, a man, that's not true. Men have said that to me. So I don't know what you're talking about. I've actually heard this from a man.
But a lot of times women won't accept it. They won't accept that. Listen, men tend to accept, like you say, I lie because I respect you. You be like, for real? Okay.
Right, but that's your problem, not mine. Right? Like, if you've chosen...
My
niece
is in here, wow.
No, I ain't done. I'm just saying, like, if you have chosen to accept me as a liar, that's your problem, not mine. Like, and I had to look at it that way when he told me, if I take this man back... Because trust me, I'm coming with the guns on the women's topic too on Monday. I ain't letting up. Okay, you know me. I'm big on accountability. The other side to this situation is, are you projecting onto that person? I think I just heard somebody call it a projection infection. Are you projecting onto that person their potential? Because we as women are big on this. We love potential. You and I are both INFJs. We see whole pictures of a person's potential, and they'll still disappoint you. So again, like, there's so much balance, I think, to be had there. And if you're not living up to your own potential, you're not in your own authenticity, why are you expecting that from somebody else?
Right.
So that's the other side of it.
Easier to be disappointed, right?
Well, it's safe. It is safe to be disappointed. And it's interesting you bring that up because that first clip with that lady, I'm so sorry about the cussing. That first clip with the lady, she made a point. She said something like that men will switch up on you or something like that, and they'll basically still mess with you or something like that. When they've already determined that they don't want you, whatever the case. And I'm like, that right there, that crux right there is the issue.
My niece,
because why is
my niece? Wait,
body,
hold on, Attila. You not watching the clock? You just talking. We had Starbucks right now. Stay right there. When we come forward, we gonna come back and get the rest of Attila's point. I hope she remembers.
The streets, so bye bye to all you groupies and gold diggers. Is there a bumper on your? No, doing 100 on the highway. So if you do the speed limit, get the out of my way. I'm DUI, hardly ever caught sober, and you about to get rid of. Go, get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, move, get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, move. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, move. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way. Here I come, here I go. Don't jump, move. You see them headlights, you hear that crowd, stop that damn show, they're coming through. Hit the stage, knock the curtains down, I put the crowd up. That's what I do, young and successful, sex symbol. Now want me to true. Hold up, wait up, shorty. Oh, was I get my side? What are you doing besides minding my business? Trying to get my paper, child support soon. Give me that truck and take that rental back. Who bought these TVs in the jury? Tell me that. No, I ain't bitter.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. The family of Black Inglewood, California Dean Dr. Kamisha Clark is suing Spartan College after she was fatally shot at work May 2nd.
And the sad part about her death was that it was completely preventable.
Her